cathedral of my room. The pressure builds a rising tide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I am the sound.
Hey everybody, welcome back. How's it going today? We are going to be taking a look at the Marathon Server Slam. We're going to be looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now we waited to make this video until the Server Slam actually concluded so we could get in as much playtime and just look at as much things as we could. And I think we got a pretty good sense for it. Alright, so to start things off here, guys, we're going to be talking about the most important part of any FPS game, and that has got to be the combat, the gunplay, how the weapons feel, how well they work, all of that. Now, what I will say here, guys, Marathon has some of the best gunplay that I have seen in a game for a while. It's fantastic. It's so well done. The guns, insofar as I have seen and used, are very well balanced. They look cool, and they're just fun to use, and they sound amazing. Let's talk for a second here about Marathon's aesthetic. I think they hit the nail on the head. I think this game is visually stunning. I absolutely love all the vibrant colors, all the boxy designs. I love their, what do they call it? They call it graphic realism. It's their style. I think it's more of a futuristic, utilitarian, cyberpunk kind of a thing. With, you know, sharp edges, windowed bathrooms, etc. So next on the list is, well, looting. It is, after all, an extraction shooter, so the looting and loot should be pretty well on point. Unfortunately, though, I think that this is the first thing that they are missing the mark on. While it is something that they have improved, it definitely still falls short. So let's shine a light on other titles that did it better, and some that I think overdid it. Alright, let's take a look at Skyrim and its very distant cousin, Starfield. After all, why should you be able to collect 100 sweet rolls or loot every fork and chunk in styrofoam container in the galley? Well, because they're there, and people like to loot. Well, I definitely think that the loot in the world should definitely match the setting. I believe that Marathon has a significant lack of loot and a lack of a reason to collect loot. The loot in the world definitely needs to make sense. You should be able to find things like batteries, dishes, food, gear, toys, tools, stuff that people would actually use in that world, in this setting, and stuff that would be left behind, you know, just laying around in some, you know, cataclysmic event where everybody just disappeared. Let's take a look real quick at some other extraction shooters that did the loot right. Delta Force, Escape from Tarkov are two that come to mind. The loot in Delta Force in particular is very on point. It makes sense. It's stuff that you would find. You know, the treasures are locked up in safes in these specific rooms, behind locked doors. You find usable things. You find military-grade equipment. And the inclusion of higher-end red-tier items make it so that you have to look through every, or make it so that you want to look through every container to find the good, valuable stuff. Marathon needs a reason to be able to find and collect loot like this. Also, as in Delta Force, you need to find and collect the higher-tier, higher-end loot to upgrade stuff on your base, or unlock these certain things at your base, etc. And I think that adds a lot of playability to it, you know, over the long term. You know, you get to the point where, okay, I need this really valuable item that's kind of hard to find. I'm going to be doing matches, and I'm going to be looking for this and trying to find it. And then there's always the point of, once you have completed everything, being able to collect all of these high-end valuable items and sticking them in your stash, you know, collecting them, whatever, amassing a hoard of treasure. I mean, who doesn't like that? I also think that the addition of a player market where you could sell and trade in-game items with other players would be a huge plus for the game. It would make it so that people who don't want to spend the time or just can't seem to find that one item that they need can farm out and collect other items, sell them, and be able to buy the things that they need from the market. Now, I would probably say that their biggest issue in their playtest is their menu systems. How much it sucks to kind of just scroll around with that little cursor on controller. On console, it's terrible. You're constantly dragging stuff back and forth, trying to drop stuff, move stuff between your inventory. It takes forever, and that is a huge problem in something that's so fast-paced. Alright, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. There were a few small things we weren't quite able to touch on because we just ran out of time. So if you have any questions that weren't answered here, be sure to drop me a comment, and I will get back with you guys. Thank you guys so much, and remember, escape will make you God.